stepped on the scale today. 301 pounds. Now, I'm still fat, but oh, that is such an amazing change. It's at least a 149 pound difference. Let's talk about the journey. Seeing that number on the scale this morning, just something hit me. A lot of things hit me, actually. Let's get into it. So first, let's start where I started. Let's talk about where I started. I was at minimum mathematically calculated, because I was too much of a chicken shit to get on the scale. Minimum, I weighed 450 pounds. I was probably closer to 500. I mean, I was miserable. This is a picture of what I used to be. I still see that when I look in the mirror. And I still wish I could tell you exactly why I decided to do this, but just something clicked, something happened, something said I had to change. I had to be better. I had to do better. I wish I could sit here and tell you that, oh, it's been easy. It just takes a little bit of time. It hasn't been easy. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And honestly, standing here and thinking about that number, yeah. I can't even remember being at this weight. And I still know I'm not where I want to be. Obviously, I'm not healthy, or not as healthy as I want to be, but I'm getting there, one day at a time. But this journey's changed me in a lot of ways. Not just diet, but also being more consistent in my personal life. Being more discipline's not the right word, but looking at it from a perspective of wanting to build good habits to build a good lifestyle. Because let's face facts, and this is something that, and I think this goes into why this weigh-in kind of bothered me the way, and bother's not the right word, but is hitting me the way that it is statistically, in 5 years, I'm going to put 80% of the weight back on, 80 to 90% of the weight back on. I don't ever want to go back to that. Never. And I understand that it is totally up to me. I control this. I can use all the excuses that I want for how I got that fat and disgusting to begin with. But the reality is it's on me. It's my fault. So let's talk about what this number really means to me. It's a couple things happened over the last couple of days. You guys are used to me wearing these shirts. They're huge on me. If I untuck them, they will go down to my knees. This is a 6X shirt. I had to buy a new hoodie yesterday. My old hoodie is a little raggedy, a little torn up, and way too big. So I went to a store and there were no 5Xs. They had a 4X there in a color that I wanted. I wear a lot of black because, well, I'm hideous. But at any rate, and I put it on and it was too big. So I went down to a 3X. From a 6X to a 3X inside of a year. I didn't think I'd be here at this point in time. I want to talk about a little bit about what I've learned along the way here. I'm not going to lie. I've been so used to being abused by the world that every day is a self-doubt. When I look in the mirror, I don't see this. I see that. Still, to this day. Doesn't matter what I see on the scale. Doesn't matter that my clothes are way too big. When I look in that mirror, for that moment, that's what I see. What I really can't express enough to anybody is what I really can't express enough. I encourage anybody that wants to get healthier to lose weight, especially if you're very big like I was and am. Do it. Don't make excuses. Just do it. It's going to change your life. It's changed mine. I want to say that, some of the things that I've learned along the way is that you got to trust the process. And the process is going to change. And you have to understand that how you start is not how you're going to end. You can't do the same thing all through that trend, right? Especially if you're talking about losing a lot of weight. So you've got to be cognizant of when things are starting to not work like they used to. Change it up. Experiment. I did a whole video on that. I don't know if it's posted yet, but experiment. Be your own experiment. I want to talk about the future because that's kind of important. 301, this is not a finish line. I'm well over the halfway mark, but this is not a finish line. It's just a checkpoint. My goals moving forward, obviously, I want to get down to at least 230. That's my goal right now, and I mean a muscular 230, right? I've got the frame to be muscular. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be cut or anything like that. I know better, but I know I'm always going to be the ugliest dude in the room, and I'm okay with that. I'm not chasing perfection. I'm starting to have loose skin, and that bugs me. But I am what I am, and I know what I am. I'm not looking for perfection. I just want to be my best self. It occurred to me today that I've come a really long way. I don't always see it, but I've come a really long way. I can't say this enough. If you are thinking about getting on your own journey, just do it. Please just do it. It's possible. It takes time. It's not going to be easy. It's going to hurt. You're going to learn some things about yourself, even things that you might not like. And I promise I'm going to do a whole video on that, of the things that I learned about myself. You got to be honest with yourself, but it's worth it. one of the things that have stuck in my head, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started.